Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, a company recently reached out to me, wrote to me by email, and they make a small handheld battery-powered polisher for your car. They asked would I like to try it out. I said, yeah, absolutely, please send it my way. And that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna check this thing out. It's from a brand called iHand or iMent. I'll have it linked down in the description for you guys below. A very, very cool concept. And I was very interested when they sent me the link. I was like, man, I definitely want to check this thing out. So here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into this. Again, we're going to start off with an unboxing, then we'll test the power of the unit, then we'll test the longevity, see if you can actually wax a whole car, all that kind of good stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Here we go. Before we get into that, guys, I want to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, you guys already know about Skillshare, right? I've talked about them in the past with their gigantic online learning community. So you can do stuff not just in video, photography, but you can also do stuff on productivity, organization. It really helps my life. Now, Skillshare, again, is curated specifically for learning. My life's so busy, right? And I need to dive into a topic pretty deep and to learn about something. Skillshare is the perfect platform to do it because there's no ads. I can click through, everything's kind of chaptered out, and I can get to the exact things that I need really quickly, learn, and get back to my work. Now, I told you guys in the past that I was using the MKB, Marcus Brownlee's class. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll link it here for you guys so you can see it. But now I'm actually doing a deep dive into the editing software called Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, the class that I'm currently taking for that is Video Editing with Premiere Pro for Beginners, I believe is what it's called. It's by Jordy Vandeput, and it's a cool guy. He's got a little bit of an accent. It's fun to watch. He makes the learning experience really, really fun. So I'm definitely enjoying that. And hopefully you guys will see the results of that soon enough. Now, once again, guys, Skillshare is offering a special promo. So for the first 1,000 of you subscribers to the channel, click the link down in the description below. You'll get a free 1-month pass to Skillshare. Now back to the video, guys. Okay, guys, so here it is. iHand, little battery-powered polisher. Now, right off the bat, I did already open this up and I did charge the unit. It says 2 to 3 hour charge time, and then they say like 4 or 5 hour run time, I believe. Is that true? I don't know. Obviously, depending on the amount of power that you have going to it, like if you have it on level 1, it'll probably last longer than at level 6 because it's using less of a draw. However, my importance is, can it get around a whole car? So what I'm gonna be doing is we're gonna open this up, like I said, we're gonna unbox it. We'll test the power of it. I have a black panel over here so we can actually test that and see if it has any correction abilities to it or if it's too weak for that. But at the very least, it seems like a really, really cool tool to apply waxes and sealants and things like that. And then also it's a 4-inch diameter, so it should work good for A-pillars and all A-pillars, B-pillars on the car, which is the little pieces that divide the windows typically. So I think it could be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And right off the bat, guys, they give you a ton of stuff in this thing. Now this thing retails at 99 bucks. So value-wise, value seems super good. But let's just go ahead and look at this. It's kind of funny. So first things first, you have a wash mitt. Here's my hand. Look how small this thing is. It's cute. I mean, I'll tell you right now, my kids are gonna love, I mean, it'll definitely do the job. It's cool that they include something. It's just funny how small it is. But again, my kids are gonna love this. My daughter's favorite color is purple. It'll fit her hand really well, so cool. Second thing up, just a little storage bag. Nothing special here, just black, no logos on it or anything like that. And then we get into the goods. So we have 2 yellow pads, 2 orange pads with a little texture kind of waffle weave on them, 2 maroon pads. These are definitely harder and coarser, so these are going to be your correction type pads. We have a wool pad, and we have a wool-ish type of microfiber type of pad. All of these have Velcro backing. The machine is just Velcro straight on, so that's really cool. Here it is, guys, just Velcro straight on. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. Here it is. Very nice, kind of cool, sleek packaging. I'm sure someone will comment down below that it looks a little bit like something else. But it fits in the hand well. Balance-wise, it's super light, a pound or 2 pounds. So I don't know how balanced it is, but it'll do the job. You know, I'll probably hold it like this. I don't know. We'll go ahead and test that out. We'll see how well that stuff works. But basically what it is, guys, it is a dual action polisher. So as you can see, you have the basic free rotation, and then it is geared also. Now it is a very, very small throw, but still, you're not gonna be leaving a bunch of holograms around because it is a dual action. I put an inquiry out to them. They haven't gotten back to me yet on what the actual throw is. But regardless, just know it's a dual action, so you're not gonna have to worry about leaving a bunch of holograms and things like that. So basically, guys, how this thing works is there's a little power switch right down here. It's chargeable with a USB-C, I think that's C, whatever that is. It comes with all the charging cables and all that kind of stuff, little charging block and cord. But basically, in order to get it to work, you can see it's an LCD screen in the back. So you have to turn this switch on right here first. This little piece will light up blue. There you go. And now we have the full panel in the back. So you have a power button, you turn that on. It starts off in level 1, and then you can tap 2 all the way up to level 6. And it sounds good. So I'm pretty happy with that. So right off the bat, guys, also they do have a power indicator. So right now it's showing 90. So when I was plugging this thing in, it's really cool. It kind of flashes and ticks up to a number, letting you know if you're 50% charged, 60% charged, 90% charged. It does stop at 99, so that's your full charge. Obviously, because there's only 2 spots for numbers, so it can't go to 100 because there's only 2 spots. 99 is your full charge. Now, I did disconnect at 99, turned it on, and it does show 90. So I don't know if that's normal, if I didn't let it charge all the way, or what, but regardless, guys, pretty cool little unit. Like I said, 100 bucks, and maybe some, like, man, especially for the DIYer, like obviously for a professional, I don't know how long this is gonna last. However, I'm gonna keep this with me because sometimes you're working along and you know, I don't know, just for a little spot work, it's gonna be cool to have. Now, again, guys, this video is just my initial thoughts, initial unboxing, all that kind of good stuff. We are gonna test it out. But I'll update you guys down the road. If the thing dies on me within a week, I'll definitely let you know. But as of so far, it seems cool, seems like it runs really quiet, really efficiently. So I'm pretty excited to really test this thing out. Let's jump back into the box and see what else it comes with. Alrighty, guys, so like I said, we got all those polishing pads. Then you also have some bonnets, and I don't know exactly what these are for because the texture of them, I guess for wax removal, but they're not soft. That would scratch your paint, so don't use those. I wouldn't think. Maybe for windows or something would be okay, but outside of that, I'm not too keen on those. Now it does show it's a 12-volt battery, 12-volt system, 6 amps, working time of 60 minutes. My bad, I think I said 4 or 5 hours. So this actually says working time of 60 minutes, which again, is plenty of time to get around a car if you're just doing a wax on it. It's a 4-inch polisher pad size, and rotation speed is up to 6,000 RPMs. Now, just looking at some of the instructions and things that it comes with, it shows the accessories, name, flat sponge. There's 2 different flat sponges, right? We have the maroon and then the yellow. This one says that the function is for waxing, so I'm assuming that's gonna be your yellow because that's softer. And then we have the wave sponge, which again is softer, but they're showing that this is for scratch removal. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Definitely the more coarse, harder pad would be the one for scratch removal, but okay, here we go. Flat, hard sponge, cleaning and waxing. So let's go ahead and open this up real quick. For me, would I use this one or this one for scratch removal? And to be perfectly honest, I would go with this one. It's nice to give you these as well, but for me, for my personal use, I would be using the maroon. We'll keep going. Let's see here. Self-adhesive wool fabric is mirror surface polishing. The way they state that makes me think that it's to create a mirror finish. An aggressive wool pad like that isn't typically good for that because it's gonna leave some marring because it is so aggressive. So that's okay though, guys. We're not really concerned with what they're telling us. You know, we can play around with these and see what works best for us. We're just gonna really go in and test the functionality of the machine. 2 other things that they do give you is a super, I guess Chinese paste wax. You can see the logoing and all that kind of stuff is very, very Chinese. They did not try to hide that whatsoever. There's plenty of other brands and chemicals out there that I love, so I definitely won't be using these, but they do give you that, and then they also give you a polish wax. So that's I don't know the difference between these two. This one's probably just a little bit more coarse, like a cleaner wax from McGuire's, where it has some correcting abilities. But that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my black panel. I'm gonna set it up on this, and let's test this thing out to see if there's any correction abilities to it. The panel is hammered. I sanded it. I did some color sanding with it with 1500 grit, I believe is what I used. I have polished out a small section of it, so the small section is good to go. So we're gonna see if we can achieve any correction with this little guy. Alrighty guys, so here is my door panel. Nice black color so we can really see what's going on with it. I've got my Max Shine little inspection light here, and I'm gonna show you guys, well, I guess you have that big light overhead, but basically you can see this section looks pretty good. Now there's definitely some deeper stuff right in here, but most of this has been polished out and looks really good. Now if we scroll over here, oh, not so good, right? Completely hammered through there, so, and then good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this thing on, we're gonna work on this section here where it's all hammered, and see if we can't get some sort of correction out of it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape off a little section so we know exactly where I was at and that it is bad, and then we'll go from there. All right guys, so I know it's hard to see on camera, but right here is where it starts to get really, really bad. Again, there's still stuff here, but keep in mind, this is where it gets really bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape off a little square right here and work that one area. All right guys, so this is the portion I'm gonna be working. I'm leaving it open here because that side's already been relatively fixed. It looks a lot better than over here. So I'm gonna leave that open and see if we can't get that looking better. For this little bit of correction, I guess I kind of want to try the wool pad, right? It's aggressive, but that may be what this machine needs. So let's go ahead and do that, right? Let's go ahead and hook this up. For my compound, I'm going to be using Max Shine's X-Out cutting compound. Stuff's great, works really good. It's not my usual go-to, but it does work absolutely, like it does a great job. So we're gonna be using this on this first, see what kind of marring we leave behind, and then go from there. All right, so guys, not a ton of power here. As you can see, it's turning good. I put a little bit of pressure and it bogs. And you can see it just doing that little shimmy. Not a lot of pressure to that. So again, for waxing and sealants, it's probably gonna be a perfect little machine. For correction, I don't know, we'll see. But we're starting off with this. Again, like I said, little X-Out cutting compound. I'm gonna go a little heavy on it because this panel is hammered. And I'm not too concerned with the marring from this. We probably will get some because the pad is so aggressive, but let's find out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dab it around, spread it out a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. It's gonna start off at level 1 and we'll bump it up. No way. This is gonna do nothing. It's not powerful at all. Yeah, that's doing nothing for us, guys. The polisher is not powerful enough for a correction with a wool pad. So we're gonna switch it over. I'm gonna go to that maroon colored cutting pad. This guy here. Toss this on there and see if we can achieve anything or if this is still underpowered for it. There's plenty of material on there, so I'm just gonna add a couple dots to here just to kind of saturate the pad a little bit. Now I'm rubbing it into the pad just to saturate it. Alrighty guys, here we go. All right, so if you just keep a nice, really nice light touch and just let it do its thing, then it's doing its full rotation, so that's good. We're not bogging out. So again, this is giving me the confidence that it probably will be a really good choice for your waxes and sealants. So for all of you at-home DIYers, guys, do a quick wash in your car and you want to add a little bit of a sealant and you do it this way, fantastic. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, so I just ran that machine for, I don't know, 2 minutes probably on that one little spot. So already as a professional, it's not efficient. But as you can see, it doesn't even look like the pad got that saturated from all that movement. So let's go ahead and wipe it up, see if this did anything for us. And we have definitely introduced a whole bunch of hazing. So, I mean, I don't know. It's doing something, it's doing some sort of correction. Again, this panel was hammered. So I can't really say that it's not doing anything because it's doing something on a hammered panel. Now, let's go ahead and move on to another pad and try and finish this out. I'll show you guys, actually, I'm just gonna polish from here over so that you can see the original hazing and then what it came to. So we're gonna be using the yellow pad now, and we're gonna be using Max Shine's mirror finish polish. So shake that up. Put on the new yellow pad. Okay. Put some dots on this guy. And let's see if we can remove all that hazing that first pass introduced. All right, so again, going to, what am I doing? Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna do it from here so you guys can see where this was, the amount of hazing that was introduced right here and then over. So we'll just go ahead and tap it into here. Spread it out, fire this thing on, bump it up to 6 immediately because 1 through 5 are pretty much useless. There's just no power to it. And let's just see. Guys, I'm actually gonna bring you in closer because it's actually hard to get a full pass where you can see the full 4 inches of the pad just because it's so weak. So let's go ahead and bring you in. There you go, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going and you'll be able to see that I'm having trouble showing the whole panel. Again, this is a slight curve, but I mean, cars are curved and you're gonna have to be dealing with that. So up and down, as you can see, I am getting the full length of the pad. No problem there. But when I come back across, it's hard to keep that momentum going. Now, I'm doing a good job of it right now, but I will tell you that you have to concentrate in order to get that full pass. So again, not ideal. It's just because the machine's so, it's just not a powerful polisher, right? Is it a replacement to a hand application to make your life easier? Yeah, I think so. But as far as actual polishing, let's go ahead and buff this off and see. Let me just run it slow again, right across there, and see if we're getting if we're achieving any sort of correction ability. All right, guys, turning it off. Let's check. And no. So that barely removed any hazing. All right, guys, so that really wasn't impressive. Let me just zoom you in here so you guys can see. So here was our original panel, right? So you can see some deeper scratches and things, but other than that, clarity on it is really good. We move over to the section that was just hit with the compound and that wool pad, and then switched over to that maroon pad. You can see how hazy that looks. Just looks terrible. Some of the stuff came out. I mean, there's that giant line of terrible stuff. That came out. It's just not able to finish it out. And then we go over a little bit more, and this is where we hit it with the polish. And again, you can see the deeper scratches and things like that, but the hazing is a little bit better than it was over here. So you can see that cloud there. So it's a little bit better. All right, guys, real quick, I'm gonna bring you in close to that polishing area that I did as well. And you can see, now this may be my fault, right? Maybe I ran the machine too long on that one panel using the more aggressive compound and pad. However, I did also run a good amount of time with the polish to remove this, and it didn't. So here you go, guys. So as you can see, there is the whole panel that was done. Here is the square where it's all hazy that I hit. And let me see if I can get this to show better for you guys. There we go. So as you can see, all it did was create some haze. And again, I may be able to buff that out more using some polish, but as you can see, everything's still in there. You guys, you can see that line right here that came all the way down. It's still there. All it did was haze out the clarity of that panel. Again, I'm sure it can do better than that if I play around with it a little bit, but it just doesn't make sense as far as time and the power of that machine to even deal with it. Just not anything to do with polishing. So it's cool that they give you all that extra stuff, the polishing pads, the cutting pads, the wool pad, but the machine's underpowered and does not work with those pads. You're not getting the level of correction or any sort of ability out of those pads with that machine. So that is what it is. Now, I was just checking the machine and it shows that I'm at 80% now. Again, it only goes down by 10 tens, increments of 10. So it was at 90, now it's at 80. I've got my Ford Fairlane here. Let's go ahead and try and wax the whole thing. We'll see how long it lasts and if I can even get through it, or if I'm like, you know what, this thing's moving too slow, and we'll see from there. So let's test it out. Okay guys, so here we are. So I have the polisher. I have 3D Speed. I love this product. It's a polish glaze in one with protection abilities in it. I'm gonna be using this on this thing. We have the yellow pad. Let's just see. Again, let's turn this thing on. It's currently showing us 80 for the power supply. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the hood and we'll check the power supply after that, see where it's at. And here we go. Here we go, cue the music, run it fast, boom. All right guys, so as far as a wax applicator tool, it's great. It actually worked very well. Now again, I just did the hood. We are down to 70 now. But still, it's enough, between everything, it's definitely enough to wax your whole car. All right guys, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see very well, but it did a very, very good job of laying down a nice, even layer. There, you can see. Right? All that looks great. Like it did a great job at producing a nice, even finished layer of protectant. And that's gonna make it easy to buff out, and you know that you're getting really, really good coverage. So far, so good. As far as that goes, I'm really impressed with it. It's nice, the smaller size fits in between the logos. Also the smaller size fits in the contours of my hood scoop. So for that purpose, it's pretty good. Now, let's get real here, guys. Like I said, they sent this to me, which is nice of them, but I'm 100% honest with you guys. So would I buy this personally? No. Will I use it since it was free? Yeah, I'll keep it in my little arsenal and use it for little spots, touch-ups, and things like that when I need it. It definitely has a purpose. If you're looking for something really easy, battery-powered, and cool to do a quick wax application on your car, this thing fits that bill. Would I recommend that over anything else? No. So my recommendation would be to go get the Max Shine M8S. Small polisher, they have a special running right now. You get a whole bundle, it's 90 bucks, I believe. And then if you use my code I'mJoshV15, you get another 15% off that. It is corded. However, it is a 900 watt motor, so you get plenty of power. You can actually do corrections with the thing. It'll actually correct paint. It works great for applying waxes. Fantastically unit. It's actually right here. Let me grab it out of here for you guys. This is it right here. So it's still a very small unit, 5-inch backing plate. Fantastic little unit, guys. I love this thing. I did a whole review on this, and a bunch of other kind of entry level, I call them entry level polishers just because they're lower, cheaper priced. But that would be my recommendation. I'll link that video down in the description for you guys. That would definitely be my go-to recommendation if you're looking for a polisher to wax your car and then have the ability to actually correct and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps you. Just something kind of cool that I came across. The company, like I said, sent it to me. I figured I'd make a video on it. I want to thank the company for sending it to me. I apologize. It's not like I don't have a raving review of it. It's just, it is what it is. It does serve a purpose. It's just kind of a little bit of a niche that I personally don't need. Since I have it, I will use it. I'm impressed with how well it applied wax. So that's it, guys. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.